we are gonna do a productive day in the life. First things first, I am having my peppermint tea and I am about to drop my mother off at the airport and we'll start our day from there. So let me finish my start to breakfast and I'll take my mom to the airport, and then I'll see you all when I am home and we can officially get this day started. All right, officially good morning. Apologies because I know the audio quality is really shitty right now, but as you can see, I am at the airport. I just dropped my mother off through security. She's got to make her way to her gate from this point. We are extremely early, but we both have anxiety, so I figured that was for the best. So for now, what I'm gonna do is immediately head back home because I have a video to edit and 3 assignments to start working on, so I've got to hit the road. Sorry, besties. I know the lighting is shit because obviously I'm backlit right now, but I got back from the airport. And before I even kick off the productivity, I am going to be a responsible adult, acknowledge the fact that I'm fucking starving because I did not eat breakfast. I had like half a cup of tea before we had to go. So I'm going to make myself a little breakfast burrito, eat that, and then get started with my work day. And the first thing I'm going to get started on is day 2 of my 12 days of Shar series. So I already have that film, thankfully. All I need to do is edit it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is gonna be such a busy day for me, largely because Thanksgiving was at the end of last week, so I did not do any work. I was like, hell no, it's my holiday time. I shall be enjoying the time off, because just with my schedule and the work that I do, time off is something that I have to give myself. So I gave myself that time, which means I am now going to be scrambling, or at least doing a lot of catch up today. So just mentioning that as a disclaimer that not every day is as busy and chaotic as today is going to be, but I do want to get ahead on my 12 videos, and this is one of them. So I figured what a perfect day for me to do a kind of day in the life, what I actually do on a regular basis. So let me finish my breakfast burrito. I'm gonna eat that and then we'll get started with the work day. It is time for breakfast now. I just finished. I'm gonna have the most basic ass breakfast burrito you've ever seen. It's just a siete grain-free tortilla, cheesy eggs. There's no actual cheese in there. I'm using like fake cheese because I'm dairy free right now. Turkey bacon, ketchup, and hot sauce. And I'm having vitamin C over the top because this also has emergency in it, just because I'm feeling a little bit run down and fatigued, and when I feel that way I want to make sure I do what I can to prevent it before it gets to that point. But for now, I'm going to eat my breakfast and then I'm going to see you when I start editing my video. I did finish editing that video. As you saw, it took me about 45 minutes. I am pausing right now to make myself a matcha latte. By the way, I have no intentions whatsoever of actually getting dressed today. This is what you're gonna get, because I'm not leaving my house. I have a ton of work to do. At most, I'll be going from the kitchen to the living room. And that's the extent of the traveling we will do. But I'm gonna make myself a little matcha latte now as a bit of an energy pick-me-up before I move on to my final tasks of the day. So we're gonna keep this very, very simple. I'm technically still working on the video portion because I need to make the thumbnail for this video, and then I also need to upload it and get all of the SEO for that in order as well, before I move on to my homework assignments. And my homework assignment is relatively easy, but there are a ton of things I need to do. And ideally, I would like to leave myself room to get ahead of some work, because I don't want to spend the rest of the week scrambling, especially because this weekend, this is brown sugar syrup, by the way, the last of it that I have, especially because this weekend is going to be so chaotic and busy for me. And I have a major project that is due on Sunday, and realistically,
that's gonna be way too fucking sweet. Realistically, I'm not going to do any homework on the days that I work because I'm gonna be too fucking tired. So knowing that, I'm gonna plan ahead and try to get some work done. But for now, I have to prioritize the things that I know are due today. And as I've mentioned before, when I tackle my list for what I have to do for the day, I think about what would I be upset about if I ended the day and had not done that thing. There are about 8 million things I could be doing, but the only 3 things that I'm prioritizing today are getting this video up, making sure that I do my homework assignments, and that's it. And I say 3 because there are 2 major assignments I'm working on. We have blog responses, and then we also have like a statement that I have to write, and that's gonna take me the most amount of time, especially because I've done no research whatsoever on that. But then at the very least, if I get this done before 4 p.m., that will give me at least an hour to work on some things to get ahead of the game. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna have my matcha latte, and for now, I'm gonna go read on the balcony some of the assignments that I have to get done. All right, that was a lie. I think I'm actually going to work on the thumbnail for the video that I am posting today. And today, as I'm filming this, it's December 3rd, so the video I'm posting is my book haul. Maybe I'll like just show you my screen and we can talk through it together. The microphone's a bit far away from me, so apologies. I hope the audio is fine. But the first thing I'm going to start with is obviously the photo, and I need a background image for this, which I will do at the end. And yes, I edit in front of my sink. I took thumbnail pictures already, which if you're curious, I use Lens Buddy to take all of my thumbnail pictures just because I can take 100 photos in about 2 minutes, so it gives me a good opportunity to get lots and lots of thumbnail options. For this one, I want the thumbnail to be relatively happy, so I'm thinking either this picture or this one. I think the first one's too happy, so I might go for this one. I would most likely click on this photo here. Not that you can see it super well, but that's the one that I would click on. So I just removed the background, and then we're gonna edit the photo. First things first, I want it to have an outline. And then I just adjust here. It's super shadowy just because it was a very, very dark and gloomy day. So I try to up the brightness and then up the blacks so it turns my hair like this weird yellow color. So I do try to fix that when I do it. And then I don't do much outside of it. I'm really just fine tuning it so it looks closer to real life. You see here now the books are forward, you can actually read the titles. I love curved text. If you're ever curious about what text I use in my thumbnails, I use an Abstract Groovy, which is a custom text that I got from Defont. It's totally free. I'm gonna be using a pretty natural lighting as the background for this photo. So I actually think I'm gonna get the background photo first and then choose the color scheme for this. All right, so I did go ahead and get some photos. So from here on, it really is just playing around with what I think looks good. Like for this one, it is forward, but I would want the Christmas tree to be on the other side. So I'm gonna flip this horizontal and I'm gonna send it to the back so I can have an idea of what that might look like. And then I'll filter it, I'll adjust colors and do a bunch of different things until the thumbnail looks how I want it to look. So I'm going to work on that. And that's where I'm going to leave that thumbnail. To be honest with you, I kind of really dislike this thumbnail, but it's good enough for what it is, and we can't always strive for perfection when we make these things. So that's the thumbnail done. I just have to wait for this video to finish exporting, and then while I do that, I'll do my reading for my class. Thankfully, the matcha latte was not as sweet as I thought it was. I know you're shaking, and it's because you're on my little like pull-out table that I use for work stuff. But I did finish editing that video. I finished the SEO for that video. I finished the thumbnail for that video, and that video is scheduled to go up in 1 hour. So I'm glad that that is done. I also read the articles that I needed to read for this week's assignment and did the first draft of the assignment that is due tonight. But in full transparency and in the spirit of like keeping boundaries, in the past I've had issues with just like working straight through, and I could go for hours and hours and hours and just keep working, and then I was baffled as to why I was so severely burnt out in 2022. Like, your girl was a mess. And it took all the way till 2024 to feel somewhat better when it came to the burnout aspects of it. So I did take about 35 minutes to kind of just goof off and scroll TikTok and listen to music. So that's what I've been doing. But now I want to get back to work. So I'm going to start with the blog responses that I have to do, just so I can get that off of my plate. And then I'm going to refine and edit the statement that I need to work on for tonight. And then we'll take a longer break for super chill time, but it's not even 1 p.m. So I'm actually very optimistic that this will take me less time than I thought it would. I started at about 10:30, so I might actually be able to finish off my day by 3:30, which will be a blessing because I was worried I would be working straight through the night. So let's go for that. I do have a meeting for work later on though at like 7:30 p.m. So I know that's on the agenda for me. I have great news. I did actually finish all that I needed to do by 1:45 p.m. If you can see the clock behind me, it is 3:20, and I was actually catching up on the things that I wanted to do today so that I'm not scrambling and panicking tomorrow for my assignment. So I did all of my reading. I started thinking about the project that I'm going to work on for the remainder of this week, and now I get to sit down and have my lunch and know that what I did today will make tomorrow easier for me, because tomorrow me doesn't want to panic. Today me took that work on because I actually had the time to do it. So I'm gonna have my chicken wings and like carrots and potatoes and stuff like that, and then I'm going to take a very mindful, very intentionally do nothing for the next hour. And I've already finished the task that I considered a priority for today, got ahead on my schoolwork for the remainder of the week, which means that when I'm done eating my lunch and done having my break, I'm probably gonna sit down and record maybe, or I'm going to start editing. Likely I will do both because I want the productive vlog that I already have filmed to go up as part of this little series that you're watching, which is 12 days of Shar. But mindful, intentional break time right now. I'm tired. I think you can see that I'm tired. So I'm going to see you when we are back to work time.
I don't mean for being to viral on TikTok or anything like that.
All right, friends, it is now about 6:20 or so. I made brownies. I'm gonna be really honest with you and say I fucked them up at every possible turn because I had to use gluten-free flour and it completely changed the texture. So I'm hoping that they're going to taste good, but I have just finished preparing some shorts for the remainder of, well, this week and then into next week. And then I've also recorded a video, so I have something to edit tomorrow. I wanted to get ahead on my editing for this week as well, but that's not going to happen. That's just a little bit too much for me to do today. So instead, I'm going to take a really hot bath up until my meeting that I have in about an hour or so. And we're gonna end out the vlog with me just doing my closing shift, and that is a realistic day in my life. I know I said this already, but I want to emphasize this is not a normal day for me. Yes, I split up my work throughout the week, but for me to be doing so many different projects in one day is unusual. However, I'm going to take my hot bath now and I am going to see you for the end of this video. All right, besties, it is now 7:30 p.m. I am getting ready to log on to this team call. That's my last productive thing for the day. So I'm gonna join that meeting, and I also made myself a little mug of spiced cider here so that I can have a little treat while I drink this. Rude. I ran out of space. But anyway, let me jump onto this call and then we're going to end the night with me doing dishes. And that will be the end of this video. I don't think I actually have enough storage to end this vlog properly. So just know I'm washing the dishes now because that's my closing shift. And then I'm getting straight into bed and going to sleep. Thank you so much for spending the day with me. I hope that you enjoyed seeing what a productive day in my life looks like. Please subscribe if you are not already, and I will see you the day after tomorrow. Bye.